This episode of the Gamerheads Podcast is brought to you by Seven Bridges Premium Gourmet Yum Yum Sauce. Enhance every bite with our savory blends of flavors, perfect for meats, vegetables, and crispy treats. Whether you're dipping, drizzling, marinating, grilling, roasting, or snacking, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce takes your culinary experience to the next level. Get yours today and make every meal a gourmet delight. Hey everybody, so this is the second half of the episode. Last week we had the first half. We invited Sebastian and Baron onto the show. We had a debate around certain things, and this week we are continuing that because the episode went really long. So this is the second half. If you haven't caught the first half yet, you should go back, listen to the first half, and then come here. But if you did listen to the first half, enjoy the second episode right now.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Megacat Studios.
Hey, this is Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon from Reignite, Screen Snark, and the Fun and Games Podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bunte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience Podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Adam from Respawn Aim Fire.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi everyone, Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hello, this is the Crypt Master, and you're listening to Roger You're listening to Roger on the Gamerheads Podcast.
So, if Tears of the Kingdom would have been a 7, would that have been a bad look? I'm asking. You know, I told you we were coming spicy tonight. I think you talked about ghost peppers. I'm bringing the heat.
Yeah. I think there's some. I think it's probably some outlets gave it a 7. I don't know. I didn't look, but I don't know. I feel like.
No, I'm not talking about some outlets. Like, if it's Metacritic was like
Metacritic, like the average, if everything was a 70, everything was like a 70?
78, you know, based, would that have been a good look for Nintendo? I told you, bring the heat.
So
man.
This is the thing that I struggle with, because I don't look at scores and think, oh man, that made or break a game, right? Like I feel like there's a lot of games that got low scores that I really like. There's a lot of games that got really high scores that I just don't like at all, right? What was one of the ones that just like everybody loves Animal Well. Everybody loves Animal Well.
I'm not an Animal Well person either.
Yeah, see, I'm not either. I was like, I didn't really get into it, right? But it got it's like average, I think 9.5 or something.
You guys played Animal Well? No.
Yeah, but I think like when you do have that 9.5 or that 10, you know, even if the game isn't for you, you immediately put respect on it. You know what I mean?
Sure, but like, nobody's talking about that game. I mean, no offense to Animal Well, but nobody's talking about that game anymore. Like, it was a cool game. Everybody talked about it for a moment, and nobody's talking about it anymore. It's just whatever the next thing. It's all about instant gratification. Like now. So that's my point. Like even if Xbox came out with a bunch of 7 and 8, 7. All the games came out in 7s. Let's just say 7s. Okay,
like they do now.
Yeah, like they do now. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much out there that I don't think it's a big deal. I think there's so many games that are on Xbox Game Pass that people just like, okay, just next game. I do think though the court of public opinion, people will say, oh, Xbox failing, but just generally, like, it'll just be a flash in a pan, and it'll just be. People will move on. Even if one of those games got like a 9 or a 10, it'll be, oh cool, Xbox did it. They got their game, their 9-10 this year, and then that's it. Just move on.
I think it's like I want everyone to go, but I think it's like it's not just the one win. I don't think everyone's waiting for that one win. I think they're waiting for the dominoes to fall, right? I think that's the popular phrase. I think they're waiting for momentum. I don't think it's like a sports team to use that comparison. I don't think it's like a sports team who's saying like, we got that one win.
Year.
It's we want to see basically like the New York Knicks right now, basically like WWE for the past 10 years. We want to see that momentum. We want to see that shift change to where like I think like if you imagine a Nintendo, for instance, having a string of 7s where like Mario Odyssey 2 comes out, it's a 7. The next Zelda, it's a 7. I think most people are going to be like, oh, the Switch 2 is great, but like the games are going through a slump right now.
Yeah, but I think the difference there is, and then I'll let somebody else talk because I don't mean to jeopardize all the time. But I think the difference is that those are Nintendo first-party games. The difference is that Xbox went out and bought all these studios, and you can't expect 8s, 9s, 10s out of all those studios. You go out and buy all those studios to appeal to a mass general public.
It's a big umbrella. Expect 10s out of Skyrim? Like the people who made Skyrim?
Can I go?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Baron.
So this is everything. And it all goes back to they don't know how to tell a good story. Because if you look at the last 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Redfall struggled. But Redfall struggled because of the way they sold the story. They did not sell a good story, or they oversold the story. And it didn't pan out how they wanted it to when they knew what it was.
For clarification, are you saying like story is in like the game story, or
no,
like
I'm
selling
talking
it what
about
it
narrative.
Is, what it is, right? What
I'm
the
talking
game
about
is.
the narrative of Xbox, the
Okay,
narrative of
Gotcha.
Xbox, the marketing. It all goes back to marketing, in my opinion, because look at what we have coming up. You mentioned it, Sebastian. You mentioned Stalker 2 has a release date, and I played
Stalker 2, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got hands on with Stalker 2. It is Call of Pripyat with a fresh coat of paint and great graphics, and that's great.
Yeah,
usually that's not a good thing, but that is an amazing thing. They did not try to make it Call of Duty. It is still very much Stalker. Mm-hmm. So you got Stalker 2. You have Call of Duty, which is an Xbox game studio game.
Yeah, we're gonna see that logo at the beginning.
Yeah, and you have what else is you got
Avowed,
Indiana Jones
and
Avowed. These, if you, regardless of score, to be honest, regardless of score, if you market these, you have the whole second half of the year. This is the 1 year where you have no competition and you're not marketing. Have you guys seen a Stalker 2 commercial?
Yeah. But but do you think, here's the thing though, I think that is the struggle that they're running into, because they went out and bought all these studios who, like, the centralized, this is the struggle you would have when you have a centralized organization like Xbox, right, that owns all these other things. Like, who owns that marketing voice then? Do you put the ownership on those studios and say, hey, you need to market your game yourself, we will help put it on our platform, we want it to be on our platform, we want to be the place, but you are in charge of marketing that? Or is it that centralized, organization that does the marketing? And I don't know if they figured that out yet. I think that's the struggle that they're running into versus Nintendo, that can tell the story very well because that's their story, right? Their first party games are their games.
This is the problem for me. You, like, that would make sense if you weren't so good at marketing your controllers
and your systems at this point. You know,
you and then you'll come up with controllers and special edition consoles that you won't even sell to the public. Do you know that those X-Men controllers, I would have bought every single one of them.
Yeah.
And never opened them. They would be hung up behind me.
Yeah.
I would have charged the card up as if it was Christmas and had them all hanging back here. And I'm one person.
Right.
Like, so, and I'm telling you, I would have, even though I just held up 2 controllers, and these are just the 2 that are close to me. not the 2 that I have up on the rack, or the 2 that I have in the living room for my kids.
Yeah.
These are just the 2 that are right next to me that I can quickly grab, one connected to my PC at all times and one ready to turn on my Xbox. And you won't sell me the X-Men packaged special edition controller? Once again.
Yeah. But I think that plays into it though, because I think their focus is right now, Microsoft's focus is their hardware, right? Their hardware that they're building and the platform that they're building. And they're letting the studios do the marketing themselves. Like their centralized thing now is how do we market the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, and how do we make sure that gets into everybody's hands? And we will let the studios, like we'll go and buy all these studios, right? Our focus is going to be on the software, the hardware and the stuff that's in people's hands. We're going to go out and buy all these studios so that way that we will be the marketing, but the games will just come in and we just have to worry about them buying the hardware. Like we just have to, and then we'll say like we have tons of games, right? So they're allowing the games are not their focus. Their focus is how do we get hardware into people's hands, and then the studios, we'll just buy all these studios, and that will be the marketing for that.
And I want to say this. I don't think Xbox is struggling.
Yeah.
They're not at all. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Xbox is struggling.
Are we talking about financially?
Financially, I'm talking like first off, but where they lose is in the hardcore gamer conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's where they lose. But once again, especially with this recent Amazon deal, they are globally winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're doing fine with Game Pass. Game Pass is amazing. You're bringing in billions a year. Like you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
I just hate that all it takes is a few tweaks and they'd be hitting home runs every 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And I think that's kind of why like the sales aspect of things doesn't concern me that much, because like I said, everybody that I know that owns an Xbox has Game Pass. I know a lot of people that have got Game Pass on the PC as well to play all the PC games that are on that are there as well. So I don't think like that's where the issue is. The issue is just the fact that, not say that they need to put out better games, because they're about to put out Call of Duty in the next 5 months. People are going to play that Call of Duty for the next year. Yeah. They're fine.
Yeah.
But the rest of their shit is kind of, again, you got to know how to market it. You got to know how to plug it. Sony sneezes and puts out a first party game and they put out a commercial every 5 minutes for it. Like I was saying earlier, it's all about the marketing as far as their games go. The hardware is absolutely fine. It runs fine. The only problem and the downfall that I see is that I've heard, I can't verify if it's true or not, they have said that they're only putting out one more system update for the Xbox Series S and X, and then they're done updating it because they're busy working on the next system. Which to me seems kind of short-sighted on their end, but also, it just seems too fast.
Yeah, but PlayStation said the same thing. Sony said that the PlayStation 5 is already outdated.
So hold on.
But guess what? That got washed out by all the good marketing of everything else. Like Xbox will give you bad news and let it sit.
Yeah,
Xbox is kind of like AEW, where people are just waiting for it to fail.
That's a very good comparison. I do think there's like, I do think games sell consoles, right? We all in agreement there.
Yep.
Like games sell consoles, so I think like your game has to better market your consoles. Your game library, for instance, like the Switch is a revolutionary console because of its features. But imagine if none of the games were there. Like, imagine if the Switch had the same library as Xbox now. Do you think it would have had the same success?
I will also argue that the Switch is a byproduct of the failure that was the system that was before it.
Correct.
Oh, the Wii U, for sure.
But yeah, for sure.
But also, Nintendo came out of that just fine. They only put out like 6 games for that thing that anybody gave a fuck about too. But it was an abysmal system.
Do you remember all the news stories about that? Like about Nintendo possibly going third party, about like if the Switch fails, this will be their last system.
Yeah, but that happens with every system, right? Like they're saying that about Sony, they're saying that about Xbox, they're saying that about Nintendo. They say that about like every big thing. Oh, this is it. Like it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of rumor mills. Like I just feel
I mean that was a financial report that came out and said that. That wasn't like a rumor mill, you know, like
okay.
So I think that's a little more substantial. I'm not talking about like word on the street, like Tyrone Biggins told me, like, do you hear this is gonna be the last one? No, like this.
That's my herbs and gerbs guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Herbs and gerbs.
Oh my god.
For sure. But let's go on to the next story here. I think this one's kind of a bit more interesting here. So Ubisoft has announced that it has multiple remakes of past Assassin's Creed games in the works, which will help boost the franchise's release schedule and allow Assassin's Creed games to come out more regularly. Do we need them more regularly?
No.
Okay. But anyways, the news came out from a new interview with CEO Yves Guillemot, who, in response to a question about the future of the series, explained, firstly, players can be excited about some remakes, which will allow us to revisit some of the games we've created in the past and modernize them. There are worlds in some of our older Assassin's Creed games that are still extremely rich, end quote. So, guys, I want to hit whoever wants to speak first. Is this something, nothing, or everything? They're remaking older Assassin's Creed games, and because they feel like their library isn't coming out regularly for Assassin's Creed. Is that something, nothing, or everything?
Out of curiosity, how many Assassin's Creed games are there at this point?
At least got to be. I'm guessing 20 of them bones. Because there's 1, 2, and 3, right? There's 4. They had like a spin-off of China, something. Then they had 3. They had 3 RPGs.
13. There's 13.
Okay, so it's 13.
Sorry,
right?
I did a quick search. There's 13. Yeah.
I did too.
I was testing my knowledge.
So there's since 2007, there's 13 main installments.
That means there's only
Engage
4
main
years.
installments, though. Main installments.
Right, those are the side-scrolling ones. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was an Engage one, wasn't there? Or am I, like, bugging out? I swear there was an Engage Assassin's Creed. No, it was Prince of Persia. I'm sorry.
But keep in mind, everybody, this is in addition to the 3 already announced Assassin's Creed games. They have a live service Assassin's Creed game coming out. They have Assassin's Creed Shadows game, which is the almost like the samurai ninja game that's coming out this fall. And then they have one that they've already announced called, I think, codename Hex, which is like witches and all that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be a supernatural Assassin's Creed.
You just sold me on that one, and I've been kind of bored of the Assassin's Creed games for years, but you throw out a codename Hex that's all about witches, suddenly I'm intrigued again.
I don't know. It's not my franchise, but no. I digress.
I think when you look at the big picture of it being 13 games over the course of since 2017, that's 4 years without an Assassin's Creed mainline game. You're really telling me that you need to put out more Assassin's Creed games? I think the problem with Ubisoft is that you need to put out less Assassin's Creed games. Find a new formula
games.
For the games.
Less
that you
Watch
need to
Dogs
do.
games.
Yeah, like quit putting out the exact same formula and putting a different skin on it and thinking that everybody's going to buy it. Come up with a new formula. Give us a new Rayman for the love of fucking God. Sorry.
I did like Rayman Legends, man.
Rayman Legends was awesome, and the one that was either right before or right after it was fantastic as well, too. Like, give us that instead of another Assassin's Creed game.
Or Splinter Cell.
Oh, God, man. That's the dream.
Yeah, I don't. So the question is, them making these remakes, is that something, nothing, or everything, right? Is that the question?
Yes, them making the remakes.
So, I mean, I think it's... I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's something in regards to that Ubisoft thinks that they need to do that. That's weird. Because I don't think it's... I think it's nothing, because I don't need these games to be remade. They're good. Like, I can go back and play some of the old ones and still be like, yeah, these are good. These are good games. I can play them. I just think that's weird. I don't, why? We don't need to have these remade.
I think if you go back and play Assassin's Creed 2, it's going to hold up and look just fine. The controls might be a little bit archaic, but it's not going to look like somebody took Vaseline and smeared it all over the front of your television.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not going to look like playing a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think this is weird. I do think this is something personally, because, like, I don't know what's the business model of remaking these older games that are still playable to this day. Like, Xbox has the backwards compatibility for it.
Yeah.
You also have these games on your subscription called Ubisoft Plus.
Yes.
So these are already available. So to sell people, you're probably going to have to do the GTA collection thing of like delisting the old version of these games and then basically making people buy those again. Yeah,
and it's not like you're doing the Resident Evil 2 and 3 treatment where you're given a game that's 25 years old, the whole facelift and reboot, and make it an entirely new sexy experience. I mean, you're just putting a fresh coat of paint on something that doesn't need to be painted.
Yeah. To me, I think the reason it's something is, to me, it's like, does Ubisoft not have new ideas? Like, that would be my concern.
I'm with Roger on this one.
Yeah, I'm wondering though. I've always had the saying Ubisoft swims at 7s, because every game they usually come out is that 7 out of 10. You know what you're going to get out of it.
But at the same time, I'd be happy if somebody called me a 7, so I'm not going to complain too loud.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Middle of the road ain't bad. But
I'll take a C.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
C's get degrees.
Yeah,
that's right.
So go ahead, Baron.
No, so for me, this is something. It's very strange because first and foremost, you just come out with a West Coast Far Cry, or there's just so many or even an Alaskan Far Cry would be kind of dope.
But to me, the problem is that Far Cry is the exact same game that Assassin's Creed is, just in first person, which is also what Watch Dogs is.
Yes,
it's the exact same formula across the board with 98% of their games, and it's a tired formula at this point.
Same thing with Avatar recently.
Yeah,
you know what Ubisoft really should do? They should put their energy behind trying to absorb the Nemesis system from
Lord of the
Brothers.
From WB, basically?
From WB. Because if they could get that, because let's be honest, I know this is completely off topic, but the Nemesis system was the next progression in open world games.
Absolutely.
It felt like
that was the future.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the thing that we look forward. That was supposed to be the thing we'd be sitting here now complaining about, like, oh, great, another random NPC coming up with a story to, just like how we complain about setting free that tower and raising that flag or boosting that signal. Like, that was supposed to be what the Nemesis system was. So I think Ubisoft can definitely go that route.
I was mad Hogwarts Legacy didn't have that Nemesis system. I'm like, you can't tell me. I'm like, man, I would love to
me up 6 times in a row.
Yes,
bro.
Our beef with a classmate, man. Yeah. I'm like, I want my Draco Malfoy, man.
They could. I can't. WB did make Hogwarts like, my god,
yeah.
Like, why did I get this? Okay,
and this wasn't even in their Batman games recently. Like, the bootleg
but it's
Gotham
gonna be
Knights
in the Wonder Woman game.
Oh, we don't talk about that game either here, Sebastian.
Yeah,
yay. But all seriousness, Ubisoft, and I'm okay. First off, shout out to Ubisoft for always lowering their prices within a week.
Amen to that.
And
you can count on that $30 discount by clockwork.
And throwing it on Game Pass 3 weeks after they just lowered the price.
Yeah. I'm not against, though. I don't think they should remake these games, man. No. Not in the world where especially when you have like 4 new Assassin's Creed on the horizon. Yeah. Like, remember, like you mentioned earlier, Sebastian, they had, what was it, Hex, and then the red ended up being
Shadows. Shadows is red. I believe Hex is the witches and
the witches, and there was
one.
2 other ones.
They're making a live service like open world
like
one.
You have
no, Shadows is the one. This is the ninja one.
And why would you want to take away people from the new experiences by giving people a facelifted Black Flag?
Yeah,
because everybody's gonna go play that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it doesn't need to be, because Black Flag was really good, and I could go back and play that yet. Good.
The shanties were amazing.
Yeah, the shanties were super dope. So were the ghost ships.
So I've always felt this, like, especially after I started playing the RPG versions of those. It's like, I love the different environments and I love the different locales, but I almost wish it wasn't Assassin's Creed anymore.
Yep.
Like, if you take off AC off of it and you make it like Age of Egypt or War of Egypt, or you just like make a whole new series and don't connect the futuristic storyline of a person going back and playing in that time, that sandbox, I'd almost feel like it would appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
But I do want to ask this question, like, especially to Roger. We talked a little about Xbox earlier, about like them having, about like their wins and, like momentum in as far as zeitgeist goes. And does momentum matter? Does it not? Ubisoft started off this year with a kind of a momentum shift here, where they kind of had a Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia reviewed pretty well. And then now they got Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out, and then also Star Wars. If all those games hit, it'll feel like that momentum shift that whole company needs. Because Ubisoft is always going to sell well. Ubisoft is going to Ubi, but everyone knows
what they're going to expect. Maybe.
I mean, but still, I'm like, They knew what that game was. It just like they knew what like their Monopoly game is, their Uno game is. They put out games and they're like, if it makes sales, it makes sales. If it dies, it dies. We're just gonna put something out. But like, it felt like this year was a momentum shift, just like we were talking about with Xbox, where like we want that momentum shift. Do you feel like if Star Wars Outlaws is that same exact Ubisoft formula as Assassin's Creed Watch Dogs, do you feel like it's going to kill the momentum?
Do I think it's going to kill the momentum?
Or do you think there's no momentum to begin with?
No,
based off of one game.
Yeah.
I think that's
Sebastian just called you right out.
Yeah.
And just like that's not returning your text.
Yeah, exactly. I think if it feels like an Assassin's Creed game, but in the Star Wars universe, it will get a 7. People will be like, yeah, it's Assassin's Creed, except in Star Wars. And people will be like, yeah, it's cool. But I think at least what we've seen, I don't think that's what we're going to get. I think we're going to get something pretty dope with the Star Wars Outlaws. I think this could be a big, like, especially this year. I think this could be a pretty big game for Ubisoft. I think this could be a contender for Game of the Year.
Wow, I want someone to bookmark this. But
also remember last year I said that Starfield was going to be a contender for Game of the Year, and that didn't happen. But
we did a whole steak dinner.
You did. I still owe you that too.
But it's all good. I'm saying
herbs
like
and gerbs.
Herbs and gerbs. Yeah. That's right.
So if that is a Game of the Year contender, like Starfield, not Starfield, slip of the tongue. We know that wasn't gonna happen. But if the Star Wars game Outlaws is a Game of the Year contender, and you already have Prince of Persia, and let's just say Assassin's Creed Shadows is an 8 out of 10, like generally, pretty good game, great game. Does that feel like Ubisoft has that momentum now? 3 games in a row.
I think the hard part is while Prince of Persia did really well, and I think it's a fantastic game, it just didn't connect with a lot of players. Like there's just not, the player base isn't there. And I don't know why. So we'll see. I think if Star Wars Outlaws comes out and it's as good as what I think it's going to be, and it's contender of the Game of the Year, I think this is a momentum shift for them. I think this is a big year for them. I do think this is a big year. They can at least point to it and say, look at all the really fantastic games that we came out with, right? Even internally, morale, I think will go up. So I think this could be a big shift for them.
Could this be basically their version of Vince McMahon leaving the company and Triple H is taking over?
Wow.
And there's a bloodline now.
Wow.
There's a guy coming in and finishing the
That's
story.
a lot.
Could this be like that level of momentum shift for them?
I don't know if it's that.
He said finish the story.
Hold on. I don't think it's that level. I think internally.
God damn it, Sebastian! I didn't even want to get mad, and you just fucking did it.
I think internally, I think this is a big year for Ubisoft. I think this is a good morale booster for them. I think that they can point to this year and say we did good, right? Like look at the cool things that we did this year.
I think they were going to do that regardless. Like they take their money to the bank if Uno sells like 5 million copies, right? They were going to do that regardless.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, I think like look back at Sparks of Hope. That was a good game. Like that was a fantastic game. And I think that was a game that they can hang their hat on. I'm thinking that this could be a couple games this year that they could hang their hat on and say, hey, we can and we should continue to deliver this quality of games. And I feel like it's weird that they're like, but now we want to look at remaking Assassin's Creed. Like, come on, no, move forward with what you got here. I think that's the part where I say that's something in regards to like, why are you doing this? Why would you do that when you have this potential for really cool stuff coming out here? So
I think this is we're still doing that everything.
Yeah,
something.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Uh-huh.
I think this is a strong something. And I think we're running into an issue of somebody coming out with too many games because
for sure.
Let's be real here. They ended the year with Avatar somethings of Pandora.
It's Avatar Pandora.
But that, from what I didn't play it, but somebody on our team reviewed it, and they were like, "It's a good game." Like it. I haven't heard. This is the thing. You never really hear anything just bad. About Ubisoft games.
But it's just the middle of the road concept. You know, it's they're McDonald's.
Solid 7 every time.
They're McDonald's. You know what you're getting. You know, like,
bro, they just came out with X Defiant. Like this year we're getting X Defiant. You had Prince of Persia because that was this year, right?
Yeah.
With the Prince of Persia, you're getting a new Assassin's Creed. And what else?
Outlaws.
Yeah,
bro. What other company is putting out that many AAA games?
No, agreed.
Except for Square Enix, basically.
Yeah, like
Square.
That.
Yeah.
And but it's not even just niche AAA games. These are big name IPs.
Yeah.
You're putting out AAA titles that all could have their own state of play.
Yeah, that's true.
Each one of these games could. So how are we not talking about Ubisoft as having the greatest year ever? Like, it's almost like the consistency is ruining them. No, let me stop. No, that's not even right, because I like what you said, Phil. Solid 7s across the board. You know what McDonald's is going to taste like.
Hey, man, you know what McDonald's is going to taste like. So I'm like,
until
they show you that they can deliver you some steakums, like, consistently.
And guess what? McDonald's there's always somebody at McDonald's. There's always a line,
and there's always one 3 blocks away.
Yep.
Do you think
there's an audience for that? There's legitimately an audience for that.
Do you think there's a push though for all these games, like, because of the fact that they just came out with that Ubisoft Plus, that subscription-based service where you can play any of their games day one, and it's almost like they had to have some games on there, like Skull and Bones 2 was another game that came out this year too.
They've been doing that for 10 years though.
I'm gonna tell you, I think Ubisoft Plus is a result of them putting out too many games.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's where I'm at,
I don't think these games are coming out to fill Ubisoft Plus. I think it's the other way around.
Interesting.
Like, hey, we have so many games out. How do we make money on them long term?
Because you remember the launch lineup for the PlayStation and Xbox, y'all, where like Watch Dogs,
it was all Ubisoft games.
Watch Dogs, and exactly,
and FedEx Rising or whatever the hell that was called. That was
They put out 5 launch titles.
That's another really good game too, by the way.
Yeah, but same formula is the problem. This is my only problem with Ubisoft is 98% of their shit is the exact same formula. Yeah, I like their games and I play them. I always have a good time with them. But I also know what I'm getting each and every time. I've got the newest Far Cry that's downloaded on my Xbox, and I haven't touched it yet. I think that's 6. Because I and by too recently, I mean in the last 2 years, finished up 5, which I thought was a fantastic experience, but I'm not quite ready for another Ubisoft experience yet. Just Cause, not an Ubisoft game, but again, the same formula. Haven't touched the newest one because it's the exact same game. I am tired of playing this game. But the second Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, I'm going to jump headfirst into that and love the hell out of it, because it's going to be a slight deviation from that Ubisoft formula, which is overly saturated my Xbox.
Yeah, but I think that's what made the Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope game such a fantastic game, and I think that's made
they did do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
I'm
did.
telling you, they keep putting out games, man. They keep putting them out.
and same with the Prince of Persia game, because it was so different. It wasn't that Ubisoft cookie cutter type. You know, I guess not cookie cutter, but you know what I mean? Like the infrastructure there of just basically that Assassin's Creed type of formula. Like those are so different. And I wish that they would lean more into that, because even
God, they did the Division.
They did the Division.
1 and 2, yeah.
But Skull and Bones leans into the even Assassin's Creed type thing. It's different because it's like, well, we're just going to take the sailing part out of Black Flag, and that's all that is. That's just a flag. It's like, okay,
it's literally the whole game.
All it is. But it's not even the adventure part, like outside, like where you're like running around. Like, yes, you can run around towns, but that's it. You're not doing anything beyond that. Like, it's weird that they keep. I mean, I get it, because it makes them able to produce games a lot faster if they can lean into that. Hey, we got this formula that works. Let's just keep leaning into it. But when they break away from that, they come up with some really cool concepts and really cool games.
Every once in a while, they put out a McRib. And
No, I almost wonder if part of the Prince of Persia problem. I'm sorry, Baron. If you want to go, you can go, man.
No. Just real quick, looking at this list of games, it's so many games that you forget it's Ubisoft.
But it's forgettable.
Why don't we talk about them as being one of the greatest publisher developers of all time?
Because they put out forgettable games, man. They put out a lot. It's just forgettable, you know?
It's because so much of it's copy and paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is nut. Like, The Crew, Ghost Recon, Watch Dogs, Rocksmith, Assassin's Creed,
Rocksmith,
like Far Cry, Rayman. Like, this is nuts.
Have you went to Walmart and you go through the pasta aisle and you see like all these different brands of pasta, and then you see Walmart's brand, the Great Value, but then they have like 6 different boxes and they all kind of look alike, but they deviate a little bit because they're slightly different types of pasta, but they all taste the same.
That's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft is great value.
My penne tastes different than
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's like essentially any pasta, though. In all fairness, I mean they're all the same ingredients, it's just a different shaped noodle and how it's going to hold the sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I guess we just compared. Ubisoft is just a noodle, is all Ubisoft is.
Yeah, that's right.
It just feels like there's quality differences, though. You know,
tasting.
It's a 7 of a noodle.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's like this is a wild list of games. This is a very, very wild list of games that if you take out just about most of these games and put them up in any year, it would do okay.
It's in a conversation.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. They're good at being okay, right?
Yeah,
but this year we're seeing like, and I wouldn't say just this year, like Sparks of Hope like did really well. That one got like pretty high scores. Prince of Persia got really high scores, and I think this is the thing is
momentum shifter, man.
Yeah, if Star Wars Outlaws gets really good scores, I think this would be a really cool moment for them to lean into and say, "Look, we can do more than just Assassin's Creed type games, right?"
Baron, how old are you?
I am 33.
Okay, so we're basically the same age. So, do you remember growing up how like
I feel like we're out of this conversation, Phil.
Yep. See you guys later.
Like,
let me sit back in my grandpa chair.
Yeah.
So you remember? So what was your perception of the Champion's name brand growing up? You remember that brand, Champion?
Okay, so if you didn't grow up boxing, you did not wear Champion brand because that was Walmart broke people clothes. So now to see Champion brand be a boutique store clothing.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Champion brand. Go try to buy some Champion right now.
Dude, I still got a pair of Champion shorts that I had when I was 16. That was fucking 30 years ago.
You could sell that on eBay for a hot
$1
now.
Oh my God. Vintage Champion? What?
It might have some red stains on it, but whatever.
Look, fresh from Walmart? What? Bro.
You're now chic. Boosh.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking with us right now, right?
No,
I feel like I can go to Walmart right now and buy some Champion stuff really cheap.
This is all a big ass rib. And not a mid rib.
I think so too.
But the thing is, it's like it used to be that off brand. It used to be something like it
was generic starter.
You didn't want to get caught.
Yeah,
you didn't want to get caught wearing it.
No, for sure not. That was your ass. But like but now because of like marketing and influence, and then evidently some people say quality, they are now looked at like Nike.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft could have that opportunity, is all I'm saying. They could be the champions of the game industry as far as like really changing perception around and saying, instead of the 7s out of 10s, instead of like, we put out a whole bunch of games, but maybe some will resonate, but we're McDonald's, basically. This is their chance to upgrade and be something more.
And I keep interrupting Phil, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that, Phil.
But if Outlaws has some heart, and it has a good amount of heartstring moments, it will definitely be in Game of the Year talks. Because it has all the notes. It has the cute sidekick. It has open world Grand Theft Auto-esque style Star Wars.
Representation.
As long as you keep a lightsaber in the Force out of their hands.
Yeah.
you are going. It needs some heart, and to avoid Skywalkers at all costs.
Yeah. Agreed.
See, as you say that, Baron, that kind of like it resonated in my little brain of mine as to where I think my problem with the Assassin's Creed games are, and to an extent, but not as much as the Far Cry series, is you say heart, but I'm going to say soul.
There you go.
Like, because it doesn't feel like, as much as it feels like when I'm playing an Assassin's Creed, I'm in the city, the connective tissue that's there doesn't make me give a fuck about the story, for lack of a better term. It's just a story that happens while I do cool stuff and explore a cool environment that's there. As opposed to, and I'm going to give the nod to Far Cry, especially Far Cry 5 with its redneck, back-ass hillbilly stuff that's happening in Montana. Like, I cared about that. I cared about the protagonist in 3 as well. Like, Far Cry does the protagonist better than Assassin's Creed does, which is why I tend to gravitate towards them more. There's a little more soul in it, but not a full soul, where this is why it's a 7 instead of a 9 or a 10, is because that soul and that vibe just isn't there. All the pieces are in place, but it's not internal.
And that's what makes Ghost of Tsushima special.
Absolutely.
It is the Far Cry formula. It is that same formula, but they gave it heart. They gave it a soul.
Yes. It's what makes it Grand Theft Auto special, is because you give you care about the characters.
Yeah.
That was the most frustrating thing ever, was to watch another company make the best Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima is that.
It was crazy.
Along those lines,
just watch it happen.
I cared more about the characters in Tenchu 1, 2, and 3 than I have about any character in an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. But I mean, like, speaking with that, like, that marker full of like items and such like that checklist open world game, the Ubisoft formula, it's like Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn are the exact same game, but they have soul. You actually remember who the main character is. You actually remember the environments of the locale. Yeah,
but I would say Phoenix Rising had that.
That had soul.
That did have soul.
I like Phoenix Rising.
I did too.
I still haven't played it.
It has the unfortunate of being what they quote unquote call the Zelda clone. You know, like yeah. So
it did Zelda better than Zelda did. Don't let anybody lie to you. I said it.
I agree. I agree.
Really?
I'm right there with me and you.
It is very good, Baron.
I gotta go play it. Okay.
It is very good, and just like any other Ubisoft game, you can find it pretty cheap. Just keep your eye open for it. So
I still haven't cracked open my physical copy of Valhalla.
At this point, just go ahead. Let it go.
Honestly, Baron. Yeah.
You can trade it in herbs and gerbs for a gram.
As long as you have a champion shirt or shorts with it, then you're fine.
So this is an opinion piece by Kotaku. I'm going to read out to y'all. Is the Nintendo Switch going out with... It might be Kotaku. I can't remember where I got this from now. But is the Nintendo Switch going out with a bang or just pretending to? The launch of Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on June 27th kicks off what looks to be a very solid run from Nintendo for the rest of the year, which the company kept secret until the recent Nintendo Direct earlier this month. It would be followed by Nintendo World Championship NES Edition in July, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom in September, Super Mario Party Jamboree in October, and Mario Party Brothership in November. Those games might sound like a solid lineup, but will any of these be a contender of the year, or are they just for a niche audience? Guys, I want to kick it to you, this esteemed panel of gentlemen. Is Nintendo Switch going out with a bang, or if you take a closer look at the lineup, is this kind of a little lackluster? Guys, is it something, nothing, or everything? What is your opinion on all this?
Don't forget about, I know it's not this year, but Metroid Prime 4 too.
But that might be a Switch too, though. That might be a Switch.
No, it's coming on a Switch. It's coming on a Switch.
Okay.
That game's not real.
Okay, so let's hypothetically say Metroid Prime 4 is included on that list.
Yeah.
Did Metroid Prime look like a modern game to you?
It looked like a Metroid Prime game.
It
looked like a Metroid Prime game. That's
because, realistically speaking, the graphics on the Switch aren't that much better than they were on the GameCube. I said it.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong. I mean,
I don't think they made a Metroid for a long time for a reason, right?
Oh my god! They came out with Metroid Dread.
Sebastian, this
is
hugging you through the computer.
Messy.
Wasn't that about like 13, maybe 14 years? I think I was in high school
Metroid
when they
Dread?
talked about Metroid Dread coming out, right?
No, Dread is
Dread
was
is
the newest
last year.
No, you remember when Metroid Dread was originally announced, though? The original
really? That
announcement
long
of Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was-
I didn't know
I never
that.
heard of
Yeah.
it before. Anyway,
So,
okay, can I start this one because? Okay,
Yeah, because I'm gonna dunk on it.
you're gonna dunk on it.
I
Okay.
really have to use the
Yeah.
bathroom, but I don't want to miss this because this could be fun.
I'm telling you, we're getting spicy. So
So
I'm going to start with you, Baron. Or Roger, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Wait, who's starting? Me
You.
or Baron?
Rock,
Me?
paper, scissors for it.
Okay. Ready? One.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Shoot.
That was the most awkward game of rock, paper, scissors I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. That
You
didn't
win.
work.
You win.
Yeah.
Watch a three-legged race at a
No,
company
what?
picnic
Yeah, that
party.
was
Everybody's
bad.
drank a
It
bottle of
was
Jack.
leg. It was
ready?
leg. Right? One,
One,
two.
Holy shit, it's not getting any better. I am going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was bad, bro. You got it, Roger. You
Okay,
got it.
okay. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 through 5. Roger,
Oh my
what's the
gosh.
number?
2.
All right, Baron, what's the
4.
number? Okay, it was 1.
I was
So.
about to say, great, it's 3.
Okay.
I was like, it was 1. So. All right, so
Okay.
whoever had 2, go.
So I think, so it's something, nothing, or everything. If this is like the going out with a bang or going out with a whimper, is that
Yeah,
what it is?
like this
Or
story.
nothing?
Do you think they're looking at the lineup? Do you think
Yeah.
it's something, nothing, or everything that they're going out with a bang, or do you think it's something, nothing, or everything that they're going out with a whimper? Your interpretation of the question.
I think it's. I don't want to say it's everything because that would overhype it. I don't think we have to overhype it. Like, but I do think that it's something. I think that Nintendo, like, here's the thing: Nintendo could have been like, "Cool. I hope you all really liked playing on the Switch. That was a good time. See ya when we have the Switch 2. Here's some indie games that are still coming out." But the fact that they're like, "Listen, we're still supporting it, and we got some games here," one tells me that obviously they want to support the Switch, but then also I mean, and I think we know this already, right? Or hopefully we know this, that it's going to be backwards compatible, the new one. So the fact that they are still coming out with software, yeah, hopefully.
We hope, right?
We hope.
Small
we hope.
mercies.
Yeah.
We hope.
Small
Nintendo
mercies.
makes
I
it-
think
they
it'd
make-
be silly.
They make weird decisions, though.
They do make weird decisions, true. But I think that it's something that the fact that they're still coming out with some good games at the end of this year here that convinces people to go buy the Switch. Yeah, okay. That I think that I think what they're trying to do is saying, hey, listen, like when the Switch 2 comes out, you'll be able to play these games hopefully on the new one. So I think it's something. I think I think it's better than them just saying thanks for the memories.
All right, so I'm going to counterpoint just real fast on the end of that one. Nobody just pieces out on a system at the end of its life. They'll still continue to release games for like the next year or so. Like every console pretty much ever has done it. Like it's not just Switch 2 is coming out. Everything that's out is going to be out. They're still going to throw out a small handful of games, which is all Nintendo really puts out a year anyways, much like Microsoft. It's a small handful of games. But so yeah, they're just not going to cut it off at the knees. It's the second that the Switch 2 is announced.
Also, PlayStation released at the end of the PS3's life cycle, The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's more than just a handful of games. We got the new Zelda game coming out. We got the Brothership games. We got the new Mario Party game coming out. We have I know it's not new, but the Luigi Mansion game. We also have the, I know that's not new, but it's a remake of the Thousand Years Door and also of the Super Mario Brothers RPG. Those all came out on the Switch as well this year.
That's 4.
I'm shocked. Look,
Baron, I want to hear from you,
games.
man. What is this something, nothing, or everything? Are they going out with a bang, brother? Or are they going out with a whimper?
they are going to. This is a something because they're going to go out with a bang because it's Nintendo.
I agree with that.
This is the company that sold the world a Mario game and then removed it. This is the company that has the capability to sell us our childhood at full price, and they slow drip it to us. This is the company whose physical games will be the post-apocalyptic bottle caps. This this is the company within the same cycle who sold us cardboard boxes within the same console cycle.
It's true.
And
a ring.
And this is the same company who will offer upgraded deluxe edition of Mario Kart 8.
For the third straight system.
For the third straight system. And then they'll charge you for a season pass to unlock all the maps that were on the previous consoles.
Man, that is some backhanded complimenting. I like.
I was about to say, it sounds like they're going out with a bang just because their name is Nintendo. It doesn't sound like the quality of any of those games sound elite.
Whoa! Dare I say? What?
Look, this is what it is. As somebody who plays a Switch and somebody who buys physical edition Switch games, because I'm a firm believer that Switch games, they are going to be the bottle caps of the future. When things go to hell, it's like, how many Switch? Like, you got that Mario Kart 8. Here's some water for your family. Yeah. Like,
let me lick it and make sure it's real.
For real. People are out here slinging bootleg cartridges. Like, hey, I got an original. Like, no. Nintendo knows what they're doing, and they're selling to who they have the world. They have the world in their hands, and as long as they keep providing experiences, and they're not afraid to branch out every now and then, and then take a weird turn and port Hogwarts Legacy onto their console.
Yeah. Sweet.
Like, as long as they keep doing those things, though, like, let's be honest, they don't have to come out with a Switch 2.
Yeah.
No.
Phil,
I agree with you. I don't think they have to come up with a Switch 2.
They don't.
Phil, I don't know about you, but it sounds like they're saying they could put minimum effort out there.
Yeah.
And still get an A+ because that's who they are.
Yeah.
Is that
is that what
this sounds like?
I don't compare them to any other console. When I talk about
because they're not a console, they're a cell phone you can't fucking talk on.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'm gonna be quiet because that was gold.
That was absolutely gold.
It says it every week. It's not gold.
It's a true story.
It's a fool's gold.
What is the difference between an iPad and a Switch? You can make a phone call on the iPad, and the iPad runs faster.
Like, the iPad actually runs faster.
No, like, it's a true story. It is nothing but a glorified iPad or a cell phone that you can't make a phone call on. You can't even fucking party up on the Switch. It's an overrated system that people will love and adore because it's got your Marios, your Zeldas, and your Donkey Kongs on. Are they great games?
Because they do a good job with them.
Are they great games? Yes.
Hold on. Good job.
Good
job.
Do you get more than one every 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, but here's that. Yeah, so here's the thing though. If you imagine if they had a Mario game every year, I think people would be like,
Assassin's Creed.
Yes, exactly my point.
But
there is a Mario game every year.
Yeah, you get a Rabbids, you get a different version with the same character in it. You don't get the
there
main
is a Mario game
game
every year.
Not every year.
Olympics. Yeah, I bet.
Bruh.
Yeah, let's go look.
Okay,
let's go look.
Okay, hold on.
Luigi's Mansion, Mario Strikers. We got Brothership. We got €1,000 Door.
Paper Mario
RPG. I'm like, we got the Mario sports games. We got a Mario every year. Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Olympics.
When I say Mario game, I'm talking like either a three. Hold on. I'm either talking about a 3D Mario game or a 2D platform Mario game. Those we don't get every year.
Oh, gotcha. We get a Zelda every year, right?
No,
but we've gotten 3 of them on the Switch at this point.
Well,
you get Zelda in a game every year.
Well, hold on. We're getting one this year, right?
Yes.
Did we get one last year?
Yes.
Did we get a Link's Awakening the year before that?
Yes.
Oh, Roger with the hard eye roll. With the hard eye roll.
If that's 3 years in a row, is that not every year?
Yeah, but let me tell you,
that's after the pandemic. That doesn't count.
It's a lot of butts going on with this.
Hold on.
So many butts. You'd think we were at Toppers.
Man, I love this tonight. Yeah.
We haven't had a lot of Zelda games in a long time. We were dry for a lot of we did not have a lot of Zelda games in a long time. Well, okay,
what?
Well,
quite a long time.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Okay, but from Nintendo, like Capcom
From
was
Nintendo,
making
who else would get Zelda games from?
Capcom.
What Zelda game they put out?
Philips CDI?
No, Capcom came out with Minish Cap. That was Capcom. That was
on
not
the Game Boy
Nintendo.
Color.
What year was that?
I don't know. I don't
Are
remember.
you serious?
Yeah, that was Capcom. That wasn't Nintendo.
Okay, so we're talking about a game that, Baron and I were about like 4 years old for, right?
That's my point.
That's when Capcom put out the game, is what he was saying.
So, but since Nintendo's put out a game, have we not had one every generation? And then also, have we not had one every year for the last 4 years, right?
Well, okay.
Tell the truth, Roger.
The Switch is unique. The Switch is unique.
How?
So is this.
Because
how's the,
so the Switch
unique?
Because we had a lot more Zelda games on this system than we had on other previous
Roger,
systems.
do you know why this is unique? This
of
is
the
where I
cell
have to
phone?
party up for the Switch.
You can, and
True.
you can also
Fair.
play a lot of Nintendo games on that thing, and better
Allegedly.
and better FPS allegedly.
Yeah. What?
So I'm curious. I'm curious. So we got 4 Zelda games. We had maybe I think the Switch has been out 7 years. We probably had more than 7 Mario games have come out, right?
It depends on what you're including. I mean, we obviously had Odyssey. We had the 3D remake of the one that was on the Wii. What was that one called? Oh, Super Mario Brothers U. Then there was the one with Bowser's Fury, which I think was the same one too.
That's 3. And we're counting up to 7, right? Because that'd be like 7 years, right?
Yeah, if you want to include like Rabbids, Party.
Yeah,
Kart.
whoa. Yeah.
I said if.
Come on. Yeah.
Okay. So if Mario's in the title, does it count as a Mario game? Do people look at it in the store?
No.
Hold on.
Mario,
With
Mario in the title, it doesn't count as a Mario game. Why would that possibly be a Mario game?
I was about to say, people don't look at that in the store and say, "Oh, it's a Mario game. I'm gonna buy it because it says Mario on it."
These people
we love you, Roger. We love you, Roger.
So we got about 13 Mario games, about 5 Zelda games the last 5 years at this point. It seems like they're
It sounds like Nintendo's rocking it. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying, Sebastian.
Yeah, dude. If you want to snort that Nintendo Coke, they definitely are.
It sounds like they keep putting out the same thing over and over again, like Ubisoft is what we're saying, right?
No,
but they're getting away. They're getting away with it, right?
They're not coming up with the same
Nintendo,
thing over
right?
and over again as Ubisoft. There's listen. Here's hold on.
Listen. Hold on. Is Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild kind of very similar to each other?
They're similar, but the mechanic with the arm is so different, and that was the big.
That's your fallback.
Oh,
there's a different mechanic.
Far Cry 5 is kind of similar because it's not, similar to
Listen,
6 because
there
it's
was
in a
so much
different
you could
area.
do with that arm mechanic that could break the game, and it didn't. That's amazing.
In Far Cry 6, you could summon a gator to help fight for you.
Oh my god!
You couldn't do that in 5. I'm just saying.
Didn't break the game.
Okay, Mario Wonder opened up a whole different weird world, those Wonder Worlds that we didn't see before.
And then the caps. Look, I will say one thing I do like about the general progression or the new release of Nintendo games is you'll often see a new mechanic to add a fresh experience to it. Now, I haven't played a Mario mainline since 64. It just
I knew I liked you, Baron.
I just felt, but
you're a man of taste, I see.
Sophisticated.
Of culture.
Of
culture.
Man, look at how bad Roger feels being the Nintendo fanboy in the group for the only one.
Nintendo fanboy. That's the thing.
Show your Amiibo
You're
collection.
inviting the wrong people to
Show your Amiibo collection.
Okay, so maybe I have an.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Yeah,
No,
I do have a lot, but
but it is sad looking at the Legend of Zelda timeline when you go back to 2000. Actually, you can go to 98. So you see Ocarina of Time, and then you got Link's Awakening, the Majora's Mask, and then Oracle of Seasons, Four Swords, Wind Waker. And then you get to 2011, Then you get Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, and then the cycle starts again. Link's Awakening, Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's nice that we finally get some new Zelda games in there. That's what I'm saying.
And this time they just say remix right before they put it out, and
then they start.
It's a remix edition.
Let me tell you what was a sad day for me as somebody, because like I said, I own a Switch.
I do too.
I don't play. Yeah,
it's got.
That's why I'm so disappointed.
It's got 2 inches of dust on it.
I own one. Yeah,
and I usually play a bunch of third-party stuff on it, but. But this is the thing that gets me, right. Like these games, Nintendo, please, for the love of God, let other people make your games. Lease out those IPs.
They do though. They do. The Mario and Rabbids game.
That's
Mario. The Cadence of Hyrule. That was a third. That was an indie studio.
That was an indie one. Yeah,
yep.
That was.
Keep going, Roger.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. You're spinning so far.
The Minish Cap. That's Capcom made that game.
Oh no, man! That ain't even in this century.
What? Yeah. What?
That ain't even in this century.
Well, that's true. It is in 2004.
It was 20 years ago, man.
Okay.
I did not have gray hair at that point, and I still had a full head of hair.
I was
also still
in middle school.
I was a 7 at that point.
I was rocking with you until you said something from 2004, though.
I was in middle school.
But I digress. Here's a real hot take, though, that maybe Phil might agree with.
Wait,
Baron,
can I just say something? I think Oracle of Ages,
Okay.
Oracle of Seasons, Four Swords, and a Minish Cap are all made by Capcom.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the most recent one?
I think Minish Cap was probably the most recent one.
Yeah, Minish Cap. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the hot take, and this isn't some nothing or everything. This is just me throwing it out here. Guys, the Nintendo Switch generation, they came out with 7 actually fresh new games, and the rest were ports and remakes. Just 7. Now, if any other console would have came out with that, like let's count it up. You got Zelda, right?
Roger's currently Googling. I can hear it.
I'm not. Baron is actually. I'm not.
That was me.
Yeah. So you had a Zelda, you had a Kirby, right? You had a Mario, you had a DK. I do believe Tropical Freeze was on Wii U as well, right?
That was a port.
So that was a port. Oh no, we're taking that one back. We had Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That's we got up to 4, right? So we had.
We have Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay.
Kirby Forgotten Lands, Splatoon 3, Bayonetta. Okay. Well, Bayonetta. I don't know if I count that. This is just from 2002. No, that's just from. That's because they just pulled back from 2002. I want to see what all the games were.
Okay, gotcha.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey.
Wonder.
Okay. We might get a 10. I might be wrong about the 7.
We had the soccer game. What was that? Strikers.
Strikers.
Okay.
The Rush game.
The golf one, right?
Yep. The Mario Golf Rush game.
I think there was 4 Mario sports games, right? 4 of them, maybe.
Yeah, there was tennis as well.
Tennis.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that's
the tennis.
What I was like. There's tennis, golf, and
soccer.
I think striker, soccer. So that was a 3.
Based honestly, even if it was only 7, is that bad? That's because 1 a year. That's not horrible.
So that's Microsoft.
Yeah, that's exactly. And that was my point. That's where I was going with this. I was
but
just like,
more than 7.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but even then,
Jesus.
We're struggling to get to 10 though. Outside of the sports games that nobody liked.
Roger played them.
Pikmin 4. Advanced Wars 1 and 2.
Advanced Wars was a remake, right?
That was a remake.
Those are remakes.
Okay, fair.
No remakes, no remasters.
Did we say Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes?
Oh no, we didn't say the Warriors.
Did we say
That's
Mario
Dynasty Warriors one, right?
Dynasty Warriors. Don't get me excited.
Yeah. So there's.
Okay, are you a Blade Storm guy?
What is Blade Storm, by the way?
Tell me more.
It's an offshoot of Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors was
it was a.
Did you play Blade Storm, Roger?
No,
I haven't either.
It's my guilty pleasure game. That's like definitely nobody likes.
Turn off your brain and hack and slash.
Okay.
So imagine Dynasty Warriors, except you're like the leader of a merc group, and as you're on the battlefield, whoever you run into is the skill you become.
Okay.
So like if you find your cavalry unit and you run into them, you're now the cavalry unit, and then like you can ditch them and go to your archery unit, and everybody has their own abilities, and then you can rank up each group at the bar as you're working up your mercenary group. It's basically Berserk without all the murder and hellscape.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
That sounds pretty cool. I was like, that actually sounds pretty cool.
I have to disappear for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
So Roger, what's the verdict? You're
hold on. I'm still. We got the Princess Peach Showtime.
Okay.
We have that Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We have Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Super Mario Brothers Luigi's Brothership. We have Nintendo World Championship NES Edition.
That's a port, man.
Is it though? Because that
is a port. That's a collection of games that are being pushed out.
Yeah, but it's built differently for speedrunners. So I don't know if okay, fine, whatever. We have Endless Ocean. We have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
In Endless Ocean,
nope, that's a brand new game. Nope, that's a brand new game. That's a brand new game. What about let's see, what else do we got? Luigi Mansion 3.
Oh, really quick, Roger.
Yes.
I'll admit I was wrong because we do have to wrap up for a second.
Okay.
All right, so I'll go ahead and admit that there's a good slew of titles.
Okay, there we go.
You win, Roger.
There we go. That's all I wanted to hear was that I win.
Okay. Yeah. I'll admit that was wrong.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we just concluded that Sebastian was wrong and I was right. So
yeah.
Do you have any other final questions you want to ask us here, Sebastian, or are we wrapping up?
So this Fire podcast, was it something, nothing, or everything?
It was everything.
It was.
I enjoyed this game.
Sebastian, you did a really good job.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for moderating this. This was a hell of a dissertation between the four of us.
Yeah, it was really fun.
We all realized we don't like Roger and Nintendo. So
I like Roger. Wait, what? I'm like, I like Roger. It's just Nintendo, man. It's just
him and his herbs and spices.
The herbs and herbs.
The herbs and herbs.
It was messed up for you to make up franchises like that, though.
Yeah, like, why would you lie to us? We're supposed to be friends. I actually respond to your messages.
Yeah. That's true. You do actually.
I sometimes do.
You do sometimes, and Sebastian takes a good long time.
I'm just a couple business days. That's all.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You're like United Postal Service.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So before we wrap it up, why don't we tell people how they can find us? So Baron, I'll start with you. Where can people find you on social media and everywhere else?
Yeah, so you can find me personally at BaronJ67 anywhere I'd want you to find me. And then if you want to find the work that I do, it's at LV1 Gaming on Twitter, YouTube. It's youtube.com/LV1Gaming20. And we have a live show every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we have a bunch of other content. We just actually finished raising $225 for able gamers.
That's awesome. Nice job.
That's why my nails are painted. I know you guys can't see it. But
that's awesome.
My daughters had a good time painting my nails for that charity event. And then they made me play a horror game. So it was, but yeah, LV1 Gaming, anywhere you see the Phoenix, everyone starts at level 1.
Nice. And Sebastian, how can people find you and follow you everywhere?
Man, if you see it behind me, if you're watching the video, if on the audio, check me out, the Single Player Experience Podcast. It's the premier podcast for single player gamers to find about good single player games to play and find out what should be in your video game backlog. If you like what you heard, you like the shenanigans, if you like the segments coming up, we got a slew of them with a slew of really cool guests coming up. And if you like something or everything, I got something for you. If you're a sports guy, you're going to like the podcast as well, because we have just like Stephen A does in that world, we have our own A-list as well. So if all that sounds intriguing to you, definitely check out the Single Player Experience Podcast. Season 2, baby, coming right up.
I know.
Phil, where can they find you?
I was going to say, they're coming up. You have some really exciting stuff coming up too, Sebastian.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil.
Oh, I was just letting you guys do your thing. I'm just hanging out. You can find me at Twitter at bnow23 as far as my personal account. You can also follow my wrestling podcast if you have any interest whatsoever in that, in following OMP Wrestling on twitter.com or whatever it's called these days, where myself and my homie Lucio sit down and we break down the week's action for each and every person and everything and just go over our thoughts on what happened throughout the course of the week. We have fun doing it. Also, find me here. I'm here every week as well.
Yeah.
Roger, where can they find you, man?
Yeah.
Mr. Nintendo.
Okay, well,
weird. Wait till you hear his Twitter handle. But he's not a fanboy.
My Twitter is Nintendoraj.
Wait, what?
That's my Nintendoraj. There's a reason for that, Phil.
One time for the people in the back.
It was
one more time. The people in the back.
Nintendoraj is my Twitter handle. Okay.
What's Nintendo short for?
It's during a time of my life, Phil, and I'm not changing it. So, anyway, so that's there. You can also follow us, Gamerheads, on Twitter at Gamerheads Pod. That has nothing to do with Nintendo at all. And then you can go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com, where you can hear this show, other shows as well, and read reviews as well. So check that out. Baron, thank you so much for joining us this week. That was really fun. I'm glad you joined us.
Thank you so much for having me. I have such a good time with you guys.
It is really fun. Yeah.
Sebastian, thank you so much for joining us this week. It was really fun. You did such a fantastic job with this. So
Thanks.
I knew you were going to. Yeah. When I said we had a special guest coming on, this is the segment that I wanted Sebastian to run for us. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me, guys. Always a pleasure to talk to y'all, man. When I'm on this podcast, I can't help but to laugh and smile the whole time. So it's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, I can't help but feel the love that you send to me.
You make fun of the family members, that you actually love the most.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Phil, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Hold on. I'm changing my Twitter handle to Xbox Now 23.
Oh my God. And listeners, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and giving us a listen. If you like what you hear, leave us a review. We want to hear what you have to say about the show. Also, leave these other guys review for their shows as well, because that helps all of us grow. And we're just like, what is it? Rising tides lift all boats or something
That's
like that.
That's the second time today I've heard that reference. Not even kidding. Lucio made the reference on the Oh My Pod show.
Really?
Tonight. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Nice.
So
it's a good one.
It is a good one. So support independent games journalism. So with that, everyone stay safe and game on, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
So long.
All right. I got